Me encanta el sabor de tus besos. Me asusta.
What torrijas are is bread, day-old bread. Back in the olden days when you bought bread daily. You bought fresh bread. The next day the bread was hard. What you did was you cut up the bread 3/4 of an inch, 2 inches wide, cook up some milk, and then you would dip the bread in the cooked milk to soften it, and then dip it in the egg and fry it like French toast. This is a sugar, cinnamon, and a dash of nutmeg mixture, because after the bread has been fried, we're going to dip it in this sugar mixture, and that's how you serve it. But that's for the for torrijas. We're going to heat up some milk. Heat up the milk for torrijas with some sugar. So I put in at least 4 tablespoons of sugar to, it's not a big pot, but at least there's, I would say 4 cups of milk. And we're going to heat it up until it gets that nice little crust on top. This is my leftover cinnamon sugar from the many times I make torrijas. We'll mix it in. So it's a cinnamon sugar for dipping your bread in after you fried it. So batter up your egg wash, your egg dipping mixture for your torrijas. So here's our day-old bread. You're going to line a pan up with tin foil and a paper towel, because after you cook the bread in the oil, you want it to drain. So this is day-old. What bread are we using? Sperlonger bread. You can use Italian bread, French bread, but it's that nice crusty bread. So we're going to cut a, see, this is almost 2 fingers wide, probably just a good finger wide bread. So we're going to cut up our bread, prepare it for dipping into our milk, and then we'll do the next step. Okay, we've prepared our bread. It's all cut up. We're just waiting for the milk to heat up. Milk is almost ready to go for the torrijas. We're now going to do the torrijas. We're going to take our bread and dunk it in the milk. Almost like make sure it soaks up. You don't want it too soaky or your bread will fall apart. Now I did cut these big pieces of bread in half, because the big pieces would fall apart and also are harder to control. So we're going to dunk them in our milk, make sure they soak up the milk, and dip it in the egg, and then we'll bring it to the hot pan. Now the pan has at least an inch, half an inch to an inch of oil to cook the bread in. Remember, this is bread that's been a day old, it's hard. People didn't throw it out back then. They used to either grate it up to use as grated bread, or they cooked it up to make a delicious treat for breakfast. Adding something wet to a hot pan of oil, it'll spark. A lot of kickback of the oil will come. So you should be careful when you do this. That when you place the wet bread on there, you step back so you don't get it on you. So you're going to get a nice wet bread, the bread that's been dunked in the milk. Dip it in the egg, take off the excess egg, because you don't want egg surrounding your bread. And you place it in there. I always put 2 pieces of bread, because one helps me take out the excess egg onto the other. Make sure both sides get dipped. Take off the excess egg. As you see, the oil is spitting here. Yes, we do a lot of cleanup in this kitchen. And this has the same rule of thumb as pancakes. At least approximately 4 minutes on each side, because you want it nice and golden brown before you take it out and dip in your sugar mixture. Now remember, you heated up 4 cups of milk with a tablespoon for each cup. If you like it extra sweet, you can. So here we go. We'll cook these up for 4 minutes on each side, and then we'll show you how they look, and we'll dip them in the sugar for serving. Here are our extra torrijas. Don't forget to finish up your batch. Dip them in sugar. You can put it on a paper towel pan just to drain off the excess heat and oil. But other than that, enjoy. Buen provecho!